Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Tuesday, the 13th of August. New Plymouth's Mayor says it's time for a cross-party energy strategy. Neil Holdham has a background in the energy industry and is asking the Labour Party to support oil and gas exploration onshore and off through to 2050. Labour banned it while in government. Holdham says all parties need to, together, develop a bipartisan strategy to keep the lights on.
It's a long-term problem and it will only be solved by a long-term strategy. All the parties working together, putting their party politics aside and actually just working for the good of all New Zealanders.
A man at the centre of a Nelson hostage situation yesterday has name suppression as he faces charges including kidnap, firearm use and threatening to kill. Open Justice reports police were called in from as far as Wellington and Canterbury during the hours-long ordeal on Motueka Street. Emily Ansell reports.
2 schools and the hospital went into lockdown and the last person left the property about 2 a.m. when a 56-year-old was arrested. He's entered no plea to charges, which also include intimidation and breaches of a protection order involving psychological abuse.
The Office for Māori Crown Relations appears to have dodged a ministerial bullet. Māori Development Minister Tama Potaka's confirmed Te Arawhiti will remain its own standalone agency after speculation it would be folded into the Ministry of Justice. Political reporter Demelza Jackson has more.
Tama Potaka says Te Arawhiti and Māori Development Agency Te Puni Kokiri will remain more or less as is, bar a few changes defining their responsibilities. For example, Te Puni Kokiri will now monitor and report treaty settlements and coordinate significant events on behalf of the Crown.
Science leaders say modernising gene technology laws is only the first step to advancing the field. The government's legislating to lift the ban on the tech outside the lab to free up innovation in the health, climate and economic fields. NZ Tech Chief Executive Graham Muller says regulation has hamstrung the sector for years, leaving it trailing globally. But he says the law change alone won't suddenly stimulate new products and solutions.
Things like this, which is encouraging science by removing regulation, I guess it's a great thing to do because it has limited costs. But ultimately, investment has to go into continuing the science in this area.
Police have taken in 4 Christchurch teens after chasing a stolen Toyota yesterday. Superintendent Lane Todd says a driver fled at speed after being signalled to stop in Shirley about 6:30 p.m. Police later found the vehicle on Dallington's Gayhurst Road. And police in Queensland say they're still working to identify a pilot who crashed an unauthorised helicopter into the top of a Cairns hotel early yesterday morning. He died, and police are preparing a report for the coroner. To sport. Sam Darry's wrapping his head around what it means to be an All Black after his elevation to Test starter. Darry says after playing a stripped-back blues style, there's a bit more to remember at Test level. Warriors playmakers Sean Johnson and Luke Metcalf are both recovered from injuries and in the mix for a return to NRL action against Manly on Friday. New Silver Fern specialist coach Bryony Ackle says her time with the New Zealand side during January's Nations series left her wanting more. The New South Wales Swifts mentor will join the team next month. I'm Raylene Ramsey. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.